Thank you very much, Professor. In fact, that's quite frankly, thank you very much, because it's a comprehensive kind of response. And as you said, this is just, the tip of the iceberg of what you do. It's not as if you've been exhaustive. Yes. There are many other things that you do. So let me just ask the question. In 2 years of the Tinubu administration, how would you assess progress vis-a-vis your goals, and what your mission statement really is? How well have things worked out, or have there been challenges that have indeed challenged the sort of the benchmarks that you have set, that you had set priorly?
Okay, let me start by making a deep dive into some of the activities that we've achieved within the 2 years of the president.
Okay.
First and foremost, when the president came in, the social register was only 13.7 million and was targeting only the rural poor. We'll be able to add 13.4 million households. We'll be able to add the rural poor, the urban poor, into the social register, capturing the people in the slums and covering them into the social register. And we've added over 6 million people from the 6 million households from the urban poor, added to the rural poor, to form now what we have, the 19.7 million household, covering 71 million people across the country, which are among the poor. And this covers over 230,000 villages and communities across the country. That's an achievement, because we moved the social register from 13 million to also 19 million in 2 years. That's number one. Number two, we'll be able to geotag homes of the people who are on the social register, verify them, and also set criteria for assessing them, which we set 138 data set that we can assess them. And that has dropped some people who didn't meet the condition for being given those support.
Okay.
Before now, we don't have those digital data and digital tracking. So normally you just go into community and you give them cash. We'll move away from the cash, distribution of cash, into a digital verification, digital data, and the transferring of the money to the account of people. So before now, in the last 8 years of social investment, only 2 million households benefited from the conditional cash transfer. Just in the last 6 months, we'll be able to give up to 6 million people, about 6 million households, the conditional cash transfer. This 300 times more than what was done in 8 years. And we're hopeful that before this year runs out, around October this year, we should be able to do 15 million households, which is unprecedented. It has never been done before in Nigeria. And that will be the largest financial support that will be done to the rural poor and the urban poor in Nigeria. That's that's number two. Number three, financial penetration. Before now, it takes about 1 hour for people in the rural community to access financial services. But with the penetration of what we're doing, because we're creating account for them, we're giving them verified account numbers, we're giving them verified telephone numbers, we're giving them verified NIN to identify them. So we've helped in penetrating the NIN penetration nationwide. Because people in the rural poor are finding reason to open accounts. They're finding reason also to register to be part of the national identity. And that has helped in bringing most people into the financial system. Banks are now penetrating, financial system will be also penetrating, more money is distributed in the village. Just imagine a rural community that has about 1,000 people who are benefiting from this program of 75,000. It simply means that you have dropped 75 million in that village. Imagine what 75 million would do to commerce in the village, what 75 million would do to farming in the village, what it would do to the value chain of agriculture in the village, what it would do to health, what it would do to education, what it would do to several sectors of the village. It will build the economy, it will be the social service in the rural community, and that's what the president is doing. ensuring that there's financial inclusion, there's economic inclusion at the same time in the rural community.
Yeah.
That we have done.
Okay.
You know, this, at the same time also, you know, on the same social penetration, we've created jobs because it is people that we've hired to capture this data of these people. And we're hiring over 10,000 people who are going around the whole country and are moving. This week, we are bringing MTN, we are bringing Airtel, we are bringing over 20 service providers, payment service providers, who are going to rural community to ensure that we do the quick verification of all these people. And this is a large job being created. And for every person that they capture, based on the payment from NIMSI, the payment service provider is given $1. And $1 is about 1,500. We're talking about roughly about 70 million people to be captured. 70 million multiplied by 1,005 is over 100 billion. So over 100 million is given to young men. Over 100 billion will be given to young men who are hired and distributed to communities and working across communities, and this nationwide. So we're creating and distributing wealth among these young people who are unemployed, who are going to be engaged to ensure that they have access to this fund to perform this duty. So a lot of services we're doing in that sector. Secondly, we'll also be able to train people in the critical economic sectors, like I told you about our Skill to Work program that covers agriculture, it covers IT, it covers automobile. He raised a testimony. He said, this year I'm going to have a bomber harvest and I can make a living for myself through the Skill to Wealth program of the ministry. One of them did a step-down program training for mechanics in Yola. And we can get several testimonies. And because of that, there's now international intervention to ensure that we spread this program across the country. UNDP has stepped in to provide funding and support for the program. Plan International has stepped in. They are going to provide funding and support for this program. And because we've set in a good precedence and a good base for training young people and doing job placement, many international communities are coming in. Like I told the automobile, who did it? It was CIG Motors in Lagos that conducted it.
Okay.
Because, and they brought their own auto mechanics. They stepped in and conducted a detailed both IT and the mechanic training. So it was more or less a mechatronic training that was conducted for the auto mechanic trainees. It was an excellent outing, and the response was very perfect. And they be incorporated into the association of automobiles guys in Autotech. And these are the things we're doing and the response we're having from the international community. And I can go on and on. I can tell you also what we're doing in terms of peace response. I was in the boundary of Chad and Niger in Gambaru Gala. I visited the communities. And believe you me, a lot of Nigerians that were in Chad, they were in Niger, and they were in Cameroon. And the president has asked us to sign an agreement, which the agreement has, I've signed agreement I've signed agreement on behalf of Nigeria with Cameroon. I signed agreement with behalf of Nigeria with Chad, and we're waiting to sign very soon the one with Niger Republic.
Okay.
That has enabled most Nigerians who felt Nigeria is safer now, because a lot of them left Nigeria into Cameroon, they left into Chad, they left into Niger. We have over 100,000 of them, according to the record by IOM. Today, they are coming back to Nigeria because they felt their communities are safer now.
Okay.
And a number of them are coming back to Nigeria.
I beg your pardon. That's gratifying to hear. One moment, please, Minister. We have a caller. A viewer has called in, Mr. George in Ikeja. Okay. Good morning, and thank you very much for holding on, Mr. George. Go ahead now, please.
Good morning, Thierry.
Good morning.
Good morning to the Honorable Minister.
Yes.
Uncle Yori, I have to first thank the Honorable Minister for finding time to talk to us. This is the first time I'm seeing a minister from that ministry coming to talk to us on this program. I was listening to him, and I have one question for him, Uncle Yori.
Okay.
If I understand it, this cash transfer is for the vulnerable, the poor people.
Yes.
I do not know how they measure the yardstick because I was involved in data collection. I was one of the CDA, and we were asked, some officials came to compile names of people. So we told the vulnerable, the ones we consider to be vulnerable in the estates, to come out and register. But I saw someone who is a landlord that has a house of 4 flats. He drives a car, he lives where? I said, okay, this thing is for the vulnerable. He said, how did I come about that? That he's also qualified. So we were at a fix because there were no clear guidelines on who should be registered and who should not be registered. At the end of the day, the man was registered.
Oh,
so
dear.
I want to ask the minister, how do they recognize in the list that these people are actually vulnerable people? How can a landlord who has a house and is collecting rent, millions of naira from people as rent,
Yes.
be collecting 10,000, 20,000 from government as a vulnerable citizen? How do you verify, sir?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. George.
Yes, sir.
Minister.
Good.
Okay.
That's the reason why I was saying that when we came in, we stopped the fiscal giving of cash to people. First and foremost, we did the verification of people who are in the social register. And we've lost almost 6% of people who were in the social register before, because when we did the verification, we discovered that they were not qualified. Let me give you how we did the verification. First, we are geotagging all the homes of people who are on the social register. We geotag all their homes so we can verify and see what home they're living in. That's number one. Number two, we're getting the account numbers. We're also getting their NIN. With that, we can check the accounts and verify if they qualify even from telephone calls, from their account numbers, how much transaction they do in the account, no, because of NIN, give us a summary of what they do. So there are several other factors that we actually used. Then we also do and capture, we go back to their homes and capture data about them in their homes. The kind of homes they live in, access to education, access to health, access to other things. And then also we capture not just him alone, but everybody in the household. So we assess also the household and do the assessment of the people in the household. So these are how we'll be able to use to dictate people who are, to assess people who are poor. Now we have, like I said, we have 138 data sets that we use. So we go to the home, we capture all this data. But before we start, we start by doing what we call community targeting. The community targeting simply means that we go to the community. The community will now sit down and divide themselves into women, into youth, and also into the men. They now define what is poverty in their community. They now assess the people, and they give the list of people who are poor in the community, and they sign it off. We go and do the verification of people that they claim they are poor in their community based on those 138 data sets. And that has helped us to do that community targeting, which is what is globally used to target people who are poor in the community. And it has responded well. We did a survey, and you can go and check with the World Bank. We asked the World Bank to do a survey for us, a blind survey independent of our ministry. They did the survey. This is the outcome of the survey. We asked them to check if the people who are giving them this money, they exist. They discovered that 96% of the people that we got, that we gave the money for, they could find them on the social register and they could locate their home, and by fiscal assessment, the people look poor. That's one.
Okay.
Number two, we asked them also to find for us also if they're using the money appropriately, and did the assessment and discovered that people are using, some used to buy food, some for education, some for health, some set up their businesses. And we categorize all these numbers and we asked to give us the data about them. We're able to get them and we discovered that. And several other factors were actually defined for us. And the independent researcher, a blind researcher that till date we don't know him, brought the results, and the results reflect a very positive outcome. Like I keep on saying, what we've done now, we are proud to say that I've asked a lot of people, I said, we're free, you can come to our ministry. We can give data. I've asked NGOs, some CSO have come, we give them data, they've done their verification, they discovered that what we claim are true.
All right,
and
then.
we're open to the journalists, we're open to the general public.
Yeah.
People can actually confirm our claims.
All right. One moment, please,
now.
Minister. Again,
Digital verification of what we've done.
Minister, I'm